Welcome back to Dodo's Den. We talk about some of the best ways to navigate life that are endangered by society. We talk about them because if we don't, they might go extinct. I'm your host, Orion, but you can call me Dodo. And today's topic is why creativity is dying. So I finally feel like I'm getting my spark back. Maybe that took biking 3 hours away from home to a mountain like I'm at right now to realize that true creativity comes when you're alone and you don't have opposing opinions, or you're not trying to be like anyone or anything. These past couple months have been very interesting for me, and I think they've been interesting for a lot of people because summers where you just try so many things, you have free time and you get freedom to do a lot of things. What didn't help me was the fact that I'm always looking at other people and what they're doing, and I'm trying to look to them for inspiration and seeing how they can maybe give me an idea that I can use to make myself successful, but that's just an endless cycle that's never worked for me. Every time I've seen the most amount of success in my life is when I try something, maybe with a tiny bit of inspiration for someone else, but I don't try to replicate them. And coming out here to this mountain 3 hours away from home made me realize that I don't need anybody else. I can make things for the world, for you to listen to watch, and I don't need inspiration from other people. Honestly, if I'm being completely real, watching things online and getting inspiration or motivation from videos, it does nothing but hurt me. I honestly think that looking online, scrolling through countless amounts of videos, does nothing but hurt my creativity. And we do so much of it because we're bored, we want to kill time, and we think we have nothing better to do. So what do? We watch other people's stuff, and we don't create our own things. In my journey of trying to be someone who makes things, I've made some of my best work, done some of my best things. When I've just done them, I just do it. And I fail, and I experiment, and I just fall on my face and get back up and try to run again and fall on my face and repeat that process, and I get somewhere. But somewhere on that line that is kind of up and down, I give up for a certain period of time, and I think it's not working, and then I look to other people and see what they're doing. And maybe other people can help me with that. I'm kind of in the process of looking for a mentor that can help me think of ideas and polish some ideas I have. But the countless information that we just get from Instagram Reels or scrolling TikTok or random YouTube videos, it does nothing for us. It hurts me so much as a creative person to just look at other people's creative things. I want to stop doing that because it doesn't do anything for me but hurt me. I want to be someone that can be creative by themselves, and I can get to a point where me being creative can inspire other people to be creative. But even me, I don't want people to try to be like me, to try to be a clone of me. No matter any amount of success or fame that I get, that's not the goal. I want to be somebody that impacts others, but I don't want people to try to be me. I want them to take pieces of what I'm doing and add it to their own thing. But so many people, they watch so much of so many different people. They get a piece and a piece and a piece to where they have so many pieces that you try to be so many people that aren't you. If you want to be creative, you got to just throw something out there. Think of it like fishing. You got to cast a line. You're not going to catch any fish by watching the other person who's catching a bunch of fish. I spend so much time looking at other people and trying to be like them that I make no progress on my own journey. I'm following a path to be like them. And then somewhere along that path, I realize I can't be them. Now, what did I just do? I just wasted a ton of time. Instead, if I just focused on my own path, figured it out, I don't have any inspiration. I don't have any motivation. I'm just going to do something. Your own path is the path that you need to be on. You can't follow a path that leads to someone else because that's not you. You're going to hit a wall because everybody's going to hit that wall because you can't be that other person. Yes, I can learn from people, but I need to stay on my path. It's too many times I'm on my path. I see other people succeeding and I hop off my path and get on theirs. I'm leaving my path behind, and I'm going to go down that path so long, hit a wall, and have to go back to my path and pick up where I left off, where I could have just even maybe went slower down that path, but I still would have progressed. You have to progress on your own path. Stop trying to take advice or get motivation or inspiration from other people. I struggle with this so much because I think sometimes when I give up on trying to do my own thing, that maybe I can watch a video and I magically just get the fire inside of me to just make a video and keep going and I blow up and be viral. But even if that happens, I'm still gonna fail. Even if I go viral based off someone else's idea, I'm going to fail because it wasn't my idea. Because I've seen too many people, they succeed in life doing something that they didn't even come up with. And they're miserable. They're depressed. They don't have purpose in life. I'm a Christian and I know that God has made me unique and in His image. And I know that I'm a special and powerful individual, as corny as that may sound. But I know that my idea is my brain that is so intricate and it's so complex and confusing at times. If I get to the bottom of the stuff that goes on in here, I can be the best version of me. But I can't keep living in my body, wearing my own skin, having my own brain inside of my head while trying to be somebody else. Trying to live in their body, have their brain, try to understand. Maybe if I keep trying to do what they're doing, I'll eventually figure it out. No, you got to do things on your own. You have to find a good balance between individuality and community with other people. People can pour into you and help you be more successful, do better things in life, be happier. But you can't rely on them. And too many times I've relied on people to get me to where I'm going to be. I do this thing a lot, and a lot of my friends know about it, where I'm not afraid to ask for anything. My mom says it's because I have a silver tongue. I can convince anybody to do anything for me. And too many times in my life, I've taken advantage of that. But I don't want to abuse that, because it's not me that's accomplishing anything. Yes, I'm a good talker, but it's just their decision. I could be the best talker in the world, and they still say no. I'm putting reliance on them. Instead, I could just figure these things out on my own and do them. I've had progress. I think the other day, I was trying to ask this guy if he could go out of his way and drive me somewhere. But then I said, no, never mind, I'll figure it out. And that was so hard to do because I knew deep down that guy would have said yes and he would have drove me. But I'm like, I don't need him to do that. It's just the easy way. I can rely on him and do nothing on my own. But the more I do stuff on my own, the more I learn from myself, that's what gets me far. I want to prove to myself that I can do it on my own. And I get so much, I'm so proud of myself when I do that. And I want you to be proud of yourself. I can convince anyone to do whatever I want because I know how to talk to them. I used to say that. But I know that's not something to really be proud of. I want to be proud of my success. I want to be someone that is creative because I found that creativity. I found it on my own. I didn't use other people as stepping stones to be creative. I may learn from other people, but I don't want to be someone else. I want to be me. And I see too many people, they're just trying to be someone else. And that is why creativity is dying. If you don't want your creativity to die, learn from yourself. Try. Do something and try to stick with it. And I know it's so hard, especially when you fail so many times, to just stick to what you know. But you got to. Stop trying to be like other people and just learn from yourself. Don't let your creativity die because you're trying to be like someone else. Stay on your path because you're going to hit that wall. And sometimes it takes years for you to realize that what you're doing is not you. You don't know who you are. I've seen people get millions and millions and millions of followers. And then at the end of the day, they're like, I don't have purpose. I don't know who I am. And I know it sounds like I'm just saying stuff, but I've seen it, I promise. There's too many people who are depressed because they didn't trust themselves. They didn't believe in themselves that they could do it on their own. And they learned from other people. I don't want to be that. I don't want you to be that. I want you to be proud of yourself. I want you to have a journey of success that leads you to a point where you're like, I had an idea that just popped into my head when I was by myself, not scrolling on social media or consuming all this content or getting advice from other people. But I learned when I was just with myself, I had an idea and I jumped on it and I did it. And look at me now. That's such a beautiful story that can inspire people to do the same thing. It can inspire other people to try to be like you, but at the end of the day, you can't help that. But I want more people to understand that you got to learn from yourself and stop learning so much from other people. Because if you try to put so many things, so many parts of other people into your basket, you're going to realize that none of it is you. Not a single bit of it is you. And that's the whole point of this series. Talking about the things that society doesn't want you to know. Because if you take less advice from other people, they get less views. If you want to be the best version of you, you gotta try things out on your own. Fail, fall down, get back up, and keep trying. Make yourself proud. And on your journey of making yourself proud, you'll realize eventually that this is true creativity. I'm a firm believer that what I'm doing right now is true creativity because there's no one else that I'm trying to be like except for me. This is creative. This is creative. And I want you to find your own form of creativity by being yourself and not trying to be other people because that's not creativity. That's copying. Don't be a replica. Be the original version of you that is creative. Maybe I'm not there yet, but hopefully with a couple more trips to the mountains like this, I can create a video or two. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, tuning in, wherever you're getting this from. This is Dodo, signing out, and hope you guys have a blessed day. Peace.